think we're up and running here. Alright, well, we are finally back again. Back again with some more Pokemon Run&Bun. Continuing with our current furthest hardcore Nuzlocke attempts. It's been a little bit. I took a little bit of a time break since my last stream where we completed the rest of Seafloor Cavern, which huge accomplishment. I'm super happy to get this far, but that section was pretty rough. There were some mistakes that I made that could have been run ending, but got some fortunate luck on my side to be able to still get through. But a few unplanned deaths there, which getting at this point in the game, you know, it's you know, we're so far in that, you know, any potential mistake can lead to this run ending. So it's trying to, I mean, at this point these fights are, I think, pretty much okay, but yeah, so we completed that. So now where we're at, there's erratic weather because of Kyogre and Groudon, and there's 10 fights that are in different weather effects. So the first couple are in sun, some are in rain, some have terrains. So we have to do those to get the Sky Pillar, and then we get access to roaming legendaries and to the 8th gym. So we're coming towards the end here, which makes each fight kind of nerve-wracking. It's always nervous coming back into it. But yeah, I have the first fight prepped here, and I think it should be pretty much riskless. So if we can get a nice clean fight to start off with, then I'd be happy with that. So yeah, and this one's in the sun, so yeah, why don't we go ahead and take it on. Let's just triple check I have all the right items here. Alright, let's go ahead and do this here. Alright, Swimmer Reed. Alright, so this fight's in the sun. He leads a Stunfisk, which wants to set up Stealth Rocks. But we could simply outspeed, and with a Never Melt Ice, one shot with Skill Link Icicle Spear, which is guaranteed one shot here. Alright, perfect. So Stunfisk goes down. Don't worry, gotta worry about Stealth Rocks. And this should bring in their Cloyster. Let's see. Cloyster. Perfect. Alright, and their Cloyster is faster than ours and sees KO with Weather Ball, which in this case is Fire type, because of the sun. So we're gonna switch to my Almastar, which can take it pretty well. So Weather Ball, perfect. Alright, and this thing has Shell Smash, but we show a KO with Power Gem, so it's just gonna go for Rock Blast. And it also has Skill Link, so it'll hit 5 times, and we'll just KO with Power Gem here. Alright, and we have shell armor, so we can't get crit. And this will always one-shot. Oh, nice crit. Not necessary, but it's nice. Alright, and then because we are pre-damaged, this should always bring in Greninja next. Gain some HP. Alright. Alright, so we should see Greninja. Perfect. Alright, so Greninja here has spikes and is holding a Pokesash. And this fight is a little weird because in this game, Protein is bugged when interacting with weather. It's a little confusing, but basically on the first turn, it sees that all of its, every single one of its moves, regardless of type, gets affected by the weather effects based off its primary type. So since Greninja is a primary type is water, Protein is bugged so that all of its moves receive a 50. It sees that it's 50% reduced damage, even though it's not actually. So because of that, I pre-damaged here, so that after the Cloyster, we should only be in range of Dark Pulse KO. Let me just confirm that here. Yeah, so it should only be dead to Dark Pulse. And it's faster, so it won't go for spikes. So I'm going to swap to Golisopod to take the Dark Pulse. And then get my emergency exit. So Protein, perfect. So here's a Dark Pulse. We'll get our emergency exit. And I'm going to swap to Sneasler. Alright, and now we could just simply use Fake Out to break the sash. And then we can outspeed and KO with Close Combat. And then Greninja goes down. This should always bring in Jolteon. So we should see Jolteon, perfect. This is the only thing that outspeeds. And it sees a KO with Life Orb boosted Weather Ball. So I'm going to swap to my Dragapult, which can take a Weather Ball fairly well. And we should be holding Choice Band, perfect. Okay, so there's the Weather Ball. Alright, and then now we can outspeed and 2-tap it with Dragon Darts. And this should always bring in Arcanine. Yep, perfect. And it's gonna Intimidate. It's holding Leftovers. And it has the move Roar, which, based off the AI scoring, it looks like it can roar 50% of the time. But majority of the time it should just go for Flamethrower. So I'm gonna swap to my Hydreigon to take care of this thing. If it does roar, it's perfectly fine. We can just swap back into it until it attacks with Flamethrower. Because Flamethrower is actually its highest damaging move, so any other move would be perfectly fine. But it should, majority of the time, just go for Flamethrower here. Yep, perfect. So... no, don't have to deal with Roar shenanigans. And then now with the choice specs, we can outspeed and one-shot with a Draco. Alright, perfect. So Arcanine goes down. This just leaves an Archeops. And interesting Archeops here has got a special attacking set with a Meteor Beam and a Power Herb, which it's guaranteed to go for here since it sees that it has the Power Herb to attack in one hit or in one turn, for that matter. But I can swap directly to Sneasler. I can take a even a special attack boosted Meteor Beam crit and always live. Let me just triple check that here. Yeah, so we'll always live Meteor Beam here, even after the boost. Yep, so there it goes. So, Power Herb lets it attack. Yeah, so deal with it fairly okay. And then now we could just outspeed it in one shot with a Black Belt boosted close combat. Alright, there we go. Very clean, riskless fight. Alright. Nice start here. Definitely feels good to have a line that goes exactly how you planned. Alright, so let me go ahead and heal and save here. And we'll look at the next fight. And the next fight is a double battle with an interesting gimmick. Let's see. Next one's also in the sun. But it's actually a pretty straightforward line. And we only need 3 mons for this fight. So for this, we're going to need our Urshifu. And we're gonna need Aerodactyl. And we're gonna need Beedrill. And then let's see. We need to give the black belt to Urshifu here. And then I need to go get a choice scarf. So let's go do that. Toy Scarf. And we're gonna give that to Aerodactyl. So let's see here. And that should be pretty much it. Let me just see here. Yeah, that looks good. That should be good. What's up in the chat, you guys? Sorry, I didn't notice you guys. Javian and Sigs. What's up, fellas? Thanks for popping in. Hope you're having a good day today. This is a ROM hack. Emerald called Run&Bun. And it's currently considered the hardest ROM hack for any Pokemon game. Yeah, and we're I've been streaming a hardcore Nuzlocke attempt of it, which is if any of your Pokemon faints, they're no longer usable. So, very difficult challenge. But this run has gone pretty far. I'm getting close to taking on the 8th gym. So, yeah, that's what we're doing here. Just chilling. Trying to figure out these complex battles. Oh yeah, Fire Red's a classic. Yeah, I'm a huge Pokemon fan. I played all the original games, so I enjoy fan-made versions that kind of update the game to make it more challenging, while still making it, you know, nostalgic for the older games. so let's see. So I believe this is all I need for this fight. It's just Urshifu, Aerodactyl, and Beedrill. Oh yeah, Legends EA. Yeah, my roommates got the game, so I played a little bit of it. Seems pretty fun. It's a lot different from the regular Pokemon games, but I like a lot of the new Mega Evolutions they added. My favorite is the Mega Dragonite. Hold on, I gotta take a call real quick. Hey, bud. Happy Tuesday. I love you too. Thanks for calling. I'm actually doing a stream right now. Oh no, it's okay. Streamer wouldn't want a beamer. Oh, you have something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll probably look at good. Okay, okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll be done at 8. Mm-hmm. Okay, that sounds good. I want me too. Anytime. Just checking. Ah, love you. Okay, bye now. Bye. Alright, we're back. What's my favorite Pokemon game? Well, I would say my favorite to play is probably Black and White, but my favorite in terms of nostalgia is Pokemon Crystal. That's the one I played the most growing up, so. I would play Pokemon Crystal for hours. Ready? Well, I think we are looking good here. So let's go ahead and take on the next fight here. Tiger and Groudon beefing right now. Oh yeah, thanks. I got my nickname theme for this attempt is artists and bands, so I think it's been a cool nickname theme for this attempt. So we beat this guy. So the next fight should be down here. Yeah. Alright, so let me save. Alright. So we got Black Belt, Choice Scarf, Beedrill with the Beedrillite. And let me just triple check the line here one last time. I think we're looking good here. Make sure to just making sure that my calcs are correct here. What's up, Grace? Appreciate the follow. Thanks for... Appreciate you doing that. I hope you're having a good day today. Yeah, I like Shiny Magikarp too as a classic. Shiny Greninja is also pretty cool shiny as well. Alright. Let's go and do this here. Triathlete, Chase, and Allison. Alright. So we got another battle in the sun. And for this double battle, the gimmick here is pretty interesting. So the Colossal here has the ability Steam Engine, which if it gets hit with a water type attack, it'll get +6 to its speed. And it's also holding a weakness policy, which, if it gets hit with a special effective move, it'll also boost its attack by 2 stages. And the Bruxish here sees that, and it's going to use Aqua Jet on the Colossal to give it those boosts, making it super fast and very powerful. But the thing is that Colossal naturally is very slow, so even at +6 speed, if I set up Tailwind, my Mons will still just simply outspeed it. So what's going to happen here, I'm going to use Close Combat to KO the Colossal. And I gave my Aerodactyl the choice specs so that after Bruxish uses Aqua Jet, I will still outspeed the Colossal even after the speed boost. And then because of dynamic speed, after I set up Tailwind, my Urshifu will immediately be faster and KO it with Close Combat. So that's what we're going to see in the order of operations here. So we'll set up Tailwind. Alright, so we see Aqua Jet into its partner. Steam Engine activates. Weakness Policy activates. But we set up Tailwind, doubling our speed. And our Urshifu should outspeed in one shot. Perfect. So, Gimmick is dealt with now, so now we're just gonna bait in the right side here. Alright, so Helios comes in. Again, we still have Tailwind, so we're still faster than everything. And Helios here, so we can now just outspeed and one-shot with a Wicked Blow with Urshifu. Let me just triple-check that. Yeah. So we'll Wicked Blow the Heliolisk to KO, and I'm going to swap Aerodactyl into my Beedrill. And the Bruxish is just going to Aqua Jet my Urshifu since it sees that I outspeed and one-shot it. So, but because it's the sun's up, Aqua Jet's not going to do that much damage. So Aqua Jet into Urshifu. That's even a critical hit. Not to worry about. Helios goes down. And then the last mon on the right side here is Lapras. And again, Tailwind's still up, so we could just outspeed and one-shot with Close Combat with Urshifu. And I'm going to Mega Evolve Beedrill and one-shot the Bruxish with Leech Life. So there's another Aqua Jet, perfectly fine. We one-shot Bruxish, and we'll one-shot Lapras. Alright, so we get the double kill. So now we can just focus down the left side. We have a 2-cannon here, and now it's a 2v1, so we can just simply double up and go for double hits to take out this 2-cannon. Poison proc. Nice. Doesn't really matter. It's... Wicked Blow sends him to the moon. Alright, so now Tailwind just petered out, which is important. Because lastly is a Nidoking. And this thing is holding a Focus Sash. And without Tailwind, it is actually faster than my Urshifu, because my Urshifu is minus speed nature. But that's perfectly fine, because we can just use Sucker Punch to get priority. And then attack with Drill Run, taking out this Nidoking here. There we go. Pretty clean. Alright, very nice smooth battle there. Yeah, so that's a good... That fight was a good example of, like, the intricacies and how technical Pokemon battles can really get. When it uses all of the systems it has at once. So, that's why it's been fun playing this game, trying to figure out how all those mechanics work, and how to take advantage of them, and come up with different puzzles, and how to beat them. So, yeah, appreciate the emotes, you guys. Alright, so let's see. I believe the next fight here is in Rain. Yeah. So this one's a Rain team, so a little different. Definitely appreciate it. So for this fight, I need to look at the calc a little bit. So, let me show you how much of a nerd I am having to do this. So here's the calculator I'm using to actually prep these fights. It contains all the information of the enemy trainers' mons and exactly how much damage each of their moves deal. So, yeah, because this fight we need to... That's the only way we could figure out how to actually do these fights riskless. Is literally by planning it out turn by turn. So, but I already took a look at this fight for a little bit. We got Copperajah with Focus Sash, so we can just take out into close combat with Sneasler, which always fates Poliwrath due to Swift Swim. And then we go Golisopod to bait Belly Drum into Alakazam. With Choice Scarf. which would bait... Erratic. Nice. See you, Javian. Thanks for popping in, bro. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, so this is the it's this is like the, you know, the only really like appropriate and like fun way to get a challenge out of these games, because you know, normally Pokemon games by themselves are very easy. So and I'm a big math guy, so being like doing calculations and stuff like that, it's like a lot of fun for me. So alright, let's see. KO Poliwrath with Alakazam. That always baits. That would bait Beartic unless I... Alright, well, I'll have a choice Scarf. So I'll outspeed, but... So I could pre-damage to bait something else. Like, I could pre-damage... to bait Vaporeon. That might be good to do. Because... If I do that, I can emergency exit into Delmise. 2k with Power Whip. Alright, sis. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Hopefully I'll catch you again sometime. Let's see. So if I bait Vaporeon and KO with Delmise, I could try to bait Comfy. To which I can go Mega Beedrill. Mega Beedrill would bait Beartic though, for a random move. Let's see, I could Citrus Berry Golisopod to get a second emergency exit to get Sneasler in. Should leave Phalanx going for close combat, and then I can just go Gliscor for the KO. Yeah, so I think that should work. So I just gotta make sure I pre-damage correctly. So again, open Sneasler, fake out into close combat, bait, liquidation Poliwrath, swap to Golisopod, sleep to bait Belly Drum into Alakazam, KO with Choice Scarf, pre-damage to bait Scald. Get emergency exit into Delmise, KO with Zoomland's Power Whip, free damage to bait Comfey, swap to Mega Beedrill for the KO, bait Beartic, go to Golisopod for another emergency exit into Sneasler. Leaving Phalanx last, always going for close combat, and we can just go to Gliscor for the KO. Can Defiance be procced from close combat? Let me see. It only works when you lower their attacks and not yourself, so yeah, that's perfectly fine. Alright, cool. So then I just need to figure out Golisopod's pre-damage here. So let's see. Where are you at XP? Okay, you're perfectly fine. So let's get our guys set up here. We need we're leading Sneasler. We need Golisopod. We need Alakazam. Keeping Beedrill. We need Delmise. And we need high score. Alright, and then let's see. For Felicipod, we're taking both a liquidation and a scald. So let's see here. Glycopod's max HP is 251 right now. So half HP is 255. So need to be X is above 125. So taking 2 hits here. Let's see, minimum Scald deals 61 plus minimum liquidation is 43. So that's 104. So X minus 104 has to be less than 125. Let's see, they both max roll crit. So max roll crit liquidation is 77. Plus max roll crit scald is 108. So 185. X minus 185 plus, let's see, citrus berry heals 62. 62 has to be greater than 125. Okay, so that's just slightly not in range. But for the second emergency exit, we would be taking minimum 47 from Erratic. So X minus 104 plus 62 minus 47 has to be less than 125. Okay, so that works. So it looks like 213 HP will work here, as long as we don't get double max roll crit, but even if that does happen, we should still be fine. So the only thing I need to make sure is if I go 213, minus max roll liquidation from Polyrath is 77, 136. So I would always be above half health no matter what from the first liquidation. So this should all work out fine. Alright, so that should work out. And then again we choice scarf Alakazam. And we could pre-damage to bait Scald. The emergency exit into Delmise, pre-toxic at level 85. Bait Comfy, go straight to Beedrill. Okay with Poison Jab. I'm gonna bait. Most likely Bear Tick. We go Golisopod. Emergency exit into Sneasel, KO close combat. And then we go from there. Alright, so this should be good to go. So I need to... I do need to level up Delmise to level 85. And I need to level up Alakazam 1 to 86. And let's update that in the calc here. Alakazam is at 86. So I need a pre-damage Alakazam to 138 HP. And give him a choice scarf. Let's see. I need to put Golisopod to sleep. Give him a citrus berry. We need the zoom lens for Delmise. And that should be it. And then for pre-damage, let's see, we wanted Golisopod at 213 HP. Kazam at 138 HP. Delmise to be at, let's see. So 13 plus 222 divided by 8 plus plus 78 plus 108. 226. So I don't need a pre-damage Delmise if we account for damage from Toxic to always bait Dazzling Gleam. Should just be it. And I just gotta remember to pre-toxic Delmise before the fight starts. Alright, and that should be good. I don't think I need an item for Sneasler. And I don't think I need an item for... Definitely don't need an item for Flyscore. Alright, so I think this should be all good here. Let's go ahead and head over to this fight. Should be up here. Let's save. And then pre-toxic. just triple check the line one last time. Let's see, fake out. Close combat. I guess I could give a citrus berry to Sneasler just in case of any baiting shenanigans. Courage, choice scarf, zoom lens. Enjoy it. Alright, and then looking good here. Let's go ahead and do this. Alright. Swimmer Tisha. So this is the first of the Erratic fights that are in Rain, which their team is going to take advantage of. But Cop Raja here, it's got Focus Sash. Actually, I don't think it's Focus Sash. I think it's just... Oh no, it's Focus Sash. And it has Stealth Rocks. So we can just go for Fake Out, break the Sash. And then close combat for the KO. So Copperaja goes down. And this should always be bringing in Poliwrath. Perfect. Matt Mitchell, what's up, bro? Thanks for popping in the chat. Hope you're having a good day today so far. Alright, so Poliwrath comes in here because it has Swift Swim, so it's faster than my Sneasler. And it sees a guaranteed KO with Liquidation. So we're going to swap to my Golisopod to take the Liquidation here. And we'll take it pretty well. Perfect. Alright, and then we didn't pre-damage to Emergency Exit because Poliwrath here has Belly Drum. And right now it sees that my Golisopod is asleep. So, and it doesn't see a KO with its move, so it's guaranteed to set up Belly Drum right now. Which gives me a free turn to swap into Alakazam without taking a hit. Yep, perfect. So there's Belly Drum. So So he maxed his attack out, which is scary, but with a choice scarf, I can outspeed this Poliwrath even with Swift Swim and KO with Psychic. Oh, and nice crit. Not necessary. Matt, this is a ROM hack called Pokemon Run&Bun. It's currently considered the hardest custom-made ROM hack for any Pokemon game. And I'm doing a Nuzlocke with it. Which means if any of my Pokemon faint in battle, like, they're no longer usable. Alright, so this pre-damage should always be bringing in Vaporeon. Alright, and this Vaporeon is a little scary because it does have Acid Armor with Baton Pass, which it wants to use. And it's got Hydration leftovers, so it's very bulky, and has Rest and then Scald boosted by the rain, so that can burn you. So, a whole lot of potentially scary stuff. But let's see. Oh yeah, no problem, Matt. Thanks for appreciate you popping in. Hope your rest of your day goes well. All right, so my Alakazam is pre-damaged, so that always sees it getting KO'd by the Vaporeon with Scald, so it won't set up Acid Armor. So I'm gonna swap back to my Golisopod again, and the Scald will now be able to proc my emergency exit. So here's a Scald. We get brought below half, Citrus will bring us above half, and we get emergency exit. And we're gonna bring in Delmise. We should be holding Zoom Lens, perfect. Alright. And so now, I have Delmise here pre-toxic so that Scald won't burn me. And I'm holding a Zoom Lens to make Power Whip 100% accurate if I move second, and Power Whip will always one-shot this Vaporeon. So go for Scald. We'll always live no matter what, even a crit. So Vaporeon goes down. We'll take another turn of Toxic, and this should always bring in Comfey. Perfect. Alright, and Comfey here has Calm Mind and Leech Seed with the ability Triage to give priority to the move Draining Kiss. But right now I believe it only sees a KO with Dazzling Gleam, and it's faster, so it can't go for Calm Mind or Leech Seed. It's always going to go for a KO. So knowing that, I can swap to Beedrill, which can take a Dazzling Gleam pretty well. Dazzling Gleam. Alright. And so now, I'm going to Mega Evolve, which allows me to then outspeed the Comfey in one shot with Poison Jab. Just triple check. Yeah. So Mega Beedrill, Poison Jab, outspeed one shot. Perfect. Oh, another crit. Nice. Alright, and this should always be bringing in Beartic. Perfect. Alright, and this bear tick also has Swift Swim, and is holding a life orb to deal a ton of damage. But right now I believe it sees a KO with majority Iso Crash or Liquidation. Sometimes Throw Chop. So from here, Bijo still outspeeds, so we could go for a U-turn here. And don't have to worry about getting crit or anything. We can switch here. Oh, nice crit. And we can go back to Golisopod again. On whatever move it goes for. And so Icicle Crash. This should give us another emergency exit. Perfect. And then let's see. And then from here we can get another emergency exit back into Sneasler. Yeah, Sneasler. And close combat would have always been a guaranteed one-shot. So the life orb and the crit there is pretty funny because I think we could just fake out to take it out. We're always faster anyways, even with the Swift Swim, but it doesn't hurt. So Beartick goes down, and this just leaves a Phalanx. Which has no retreat, which it could use to buff all of its stats, but we show that we outspeed in 2-shot with close combat. So he can't use no retreat, he can only use close combat himself. So all we have to simply do is go to Gliscor on a guaranteed close combat here. Just see. Yep, we'll go Gliscor. Perfect. And then after that close combat, we simply outspeed and can always one-shot with Acrobatics. Alright, there we go. Another straightforward fight. Now let's go head back, save, and heal. Alright. Pretty good pace so far. Three fights down. There's 10, I believe, in total of these erratic weather fights. So let's take a look at the next one, but I'm gonna go use a restroom really quick. Your countdown. What's up? How's it going? Thanks for popping in the chat. Hope you're having a good day today so far. Alright, so let's take a look at the next fight here. If we can get at least 2 more fights done, that would be great, but we'll see, because I do have to get headed to work soon. And I didn't really get, this is a fight that I didn't get a chance to fully look at yet, so. And this one's both in rain and electric terrain. So. Yeah, let's take a look here. So for this fight, it leads with Dragonite. We could outspeed one-shot this with Draco Meteor. Which would bait... looks like... Armaldo? Because nothing else sees a KO. And... see, after Draco... I do have to check if I... Oh yeah, that could bait other things. It would have to bait Armaldo, because after Draco, it's faster and out damages my Hydreigon. So, and it's gonna Leech Life or set of Swords Dance. Could go... we could go Basculegion. Basculegion would then always bait... let's see... looks like Power Whip from Seismitoad. Let's see... could U-turn into... I mean, emergency exit into... Choice Scarf... Electrode for the KO. Electrode would bait Freeze Dry. From Jinx. Which... and it has a focus sash, but we could deal with it pretty handedly with Infernape. Let's see. Infernape would bait Thunder. Let's see. Alright, so let's recap here. So Draco, Meteor, Outspeed, one-shots, Dragonite. After the special attack drop, this should always bait Armaldo with for either Leech Life or Swords Dance. We switch directly to Basket Legion to take it out with the Liquidation. This would always bait Fast KO from Seismitoad with Power Whip. So we go Choice Scarf Electro to one-shot with Energy Ball. So bait Freeze-Dry Jinx. Infernape would actually bait Magnezone because it's sturdy. Going for Thunder. So we could What am I gonna do with Tentacool? could just use... Brushes could be used here with a choice scarf. Yeah, I'm just one shot with psychic things. Alright, so outspeed one shot, Dragonite, bait Leech Life, or Swords Dance Armaldo. Swap to Basculation to KO with Liquidation. Bait Power Whip Seismitoad. Golisopod Emergency Exit into Choice Scarf, Electrode, outspeed one shot with Energy Ball. Let's see, we bait Freeze Dry, Jinx, we go Infernape with Asperberry, fake out into Close Combat. Dry Skin won't heal it back, because Fake Out deals too much damage. So we don't have his Focus Sash. This would always bait Sturdy Magnezone going for Thunder. Alright, so then from there, what do we do? It is gonna have its Sturdy activated, so something that can deal with these guys. I could... Oh. I think Seismitoad would be good here. Because I can go Seismitoad on a Thunder, bait HP Grass, back into Infernape, KO with Fake Out Close Combat, bait Scald, and then I could get Emergency Exit into Seismitoad for Outspeed KO. Yeah, I think this could work. Yeah, Draco, bait, go you. KO, bait you. Emergency Exit to you. Choice Scarf KO, bait you. Go you, Fake Out KO. Bait you, go you. That's you, Fake Out Close Combat. What I could also do is I could Fake Out, because I don't think Fake Out Close Combat quite always kills, but I could Fake Out, go back again on a Thunder, then KO, and then chain KO the Tentacruel. Yeah, so that works pretty nicely. So then I only need one Emergency Exit. See, although I do have to consider that Power Whip can miss, so that's a problem. Power Whip misses, I could be baiting Weather Ball. So it'd probably be better just to go straight to Electrode, but then if I do that, I could be baiting Psychic. Also from the Jinx here. Well, actually, if it misses, that could still be fine, because then it doesn't have any setup moves, so I could just let it attack with Weather Ball to get my Emergency Exit anyways, so Power Up miss is inconsequential here. think this should work. Let's go ahead and get this set up here. So we need Hydreigon. We need Basculegion. Keeping Golisopod, we need Electrode. We need Infernape. And we need Seismitoad. Items. Yeah. Alright, so we need to level up Seismitoad a couple times. Yeah, level 83. We need Asperberry for Infernape. We need let's see. We need, let's see, Mystic Water for what's up, bro? What's up in the chat? Thanks for popping in. Hope you're having a good day today. I am preparing for a battle right now for this Pokemon game, which is a ROM hack called Run&Bun, which is a very difficult, considered the hardest ROM hack currently out, so I'm just going through the game plan, setting up for this next battle here. Let's see. We need choice scarf for electrode. Let's see, we need soft sand. For seismitoad. And that should be it. Just triple check all that here. Yep, perfect. And then for pre-damage, I just need the Lysopod at, let's see, 24 plus 71, 195. Damage 195. This should be all that I need here. I don't think I need any other pre-damaging. Everything seems to look good here. 95. And I did all the calculations with electric terrain calculated, so... should all be everything that we need here. Alright. Looks like we're good to go. Let's go ahead and take on the next fight. I think this will be my last fight for today since I gotta get ready for work pretty soon, so... And I don't know how long the next fight after this would take to calculate. But 4 fights is pretty good pace. Definitely take that. Alright, so let's see. Took on this guy. Took on these guys. Took on her. And now we're over here. So we save. And triple check all my items here. Just water. A scarf. Raspberry soft sand. Let me just triple check the calcs one last time, making sure I didn't forget anything. Looks good. Alright, let's go in and do this. Alrighty. Swimmer Clarence would like to fight. Alright, and this is the 4th fight in erratic weather, and this is a thunderstorm battle. So permanent rain and electric terrain, which combined makes the move Thunder crazy powerful, and then amongst other things. So, but to start off, simply this Dragonite is outsped and one-shot by my Hydreigon with Draco Meteor. Dragonite goes down. This should always bring in Armaldo after the special attack drop. Perfect. Because Armaldo here is faster and out-damages after the special attack drop. So it's either going to go for Leech Life as highest damage, or set up Swords Dance. Either is perfectly fine. We're gonna swap directly into my Basculegion here. Yeah, so there's Leech Life. We'll take it pretty well. Swords Dance also would have been perfectly fine as well, because my Basculegion has Swift Swim, so we outspeed this Armaldo, and can simply outspeed and one-shot with Liquidation. So Armaldo goes down. This will always bring in Seismitoad. Perfect. because this Seismitoad also has Swift Swim, but it's faster. Has a higher base stat. And it sees a guaranteed KO with Power Whip. And also has Life Orb to boost its damage even further. So, pretty fast, pretty strong. We are going to swap into our Golisopod to take the Power Whip. It could miss, which if it does, it would still be fine. So, but if it does hit, we'll get our emergency exit here. Alright, so there's the Power Whip. We'll get our emergency exit. And we'll swap in my Hisuian Electrode, who, despite being max speed with a plus speed nature, still is slower naturally than the Seismitoad and Swift Swim. So I just gave it a Choice Scarf to be able to outspeed, and then we can just one-shot with Energy Ball. Oh, nice crit. So Seismitoad goes down. This should always bring in Jinx. Perfect. And then this is a Focus Sash Jinx with Dry Skin. So it gets minor healing from the rain. And a water attacks will also heal it. And right now it also has Nasty Plot, but it sees a KO with only Freeze Dry. So that makes it perfectly safe for us to swap into Infernape, holding an Aspect Parry in case of a freeze. Yep, so there's Freeze Dry. We'll take it pretty well. Alright, and again, it's holding a Focus Sash, so we're going to start with Fake Out to break the Focus Sash. So, and the healing from Dry Skin won't bring it back up to full health. So, now we're going to just outspeed and a one-shot with Close Combat here. Alright, so Jinx goes down, and this should always bring in Magnezone. Perfect. And Magnezone comes in because even though I technically show that I outspeed and can one-shot with Close Combat, it's got the Sturdy ability, so it sees that it could always live, and it's holding a Custap Berry with Explosion. So combination of scary things, and it's also not baited last, so it can go for Explosion if it's able to, but right now it sees that it can always KO my Infernape with Thunder. So it's going to go for the KO and never explode. So that allows me to safely go to Seismitoad on the Guaranteed Thunder here. Perfect. Alright, and now, again, I can outspeed and one-shot this Magnezone, but it's still at full health, so it still has Sturdy activated. So instead, right now, Magnezone also can't explode because he sees a KO with HP Grass. So I'm going to swap back to Infernape on an HP Grass here. Perfect. And then now, because I brought Infernape back in, and it's the first turn it's out, I can now Fake Out to break its Sturdy. So now the Sturdy is broken. And it's still at high health, so again, it'll always prioritize a KO over exploding. So again, it has to go for Thunder. So I'm going to swap back to Seismitoad again, breaking its ankles. And then now, with the Sturdy ability broken, I can now outspeed because it's Swift Swim and one-shot with Earth Power. So Magnet Zone goes down without worrying about exploding. And I KO'd with Seismitoad instead of Infernape because the last Mon on this team is a Tentacruel. And again, with Swift Swim, I outspeed it. And with a Soft Sand, I simply one-shot with Earthquake. There we go. Very cool. Pretty clever little line there. Alright. Very good progress so far. Cheekslayer, I appreciate the comment there. Yeah. Infernape and Seismitoad went Ultra Instinct on that Magnet Zone there. Alright, so I think I'm gonna end things there because I got to head to work in a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my stream there, but I appreciate everyone who stopped by to chat and watch. Appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day. And hopefully I'll see everyone in my next stream. Alright, take care.